Welcome to the Manifesting Formula. I'm Christine Rizzo. Last week, we talked about the fourth universal law, which is the law of attraction. This week, we are going to talk about learning to use the emotional guidance scale and how we can raise our vibrations by using it. As I have mentioned many times, that your emotions come from your thoughts, and your emotions are what creates how you act, what you do, how you show up in the world. It's really important to check in with your emotions because we know that we are manifesting every day. And when we start to feel a particular emotion that isn't feeling good, you want to check in with your energy. So keep listening, my friends, to find out how you can implement the emotional guidance scale into your life so you can start attracting what you want. Hello, my beautiful friends. How are you all doing today? I hope you are writing in your gratitude journal every day. It's super important to feel the love when you are writing. I know we do this in each episode, which is great, but that is only one day out of the week that I air an episode. Well, maybe not even sometimes. So, like I just said, I hope you are connecting with your true self and writing down your gratitudes. Speaking of writing your gratitudes, that is what I did last weekend. I created a gratitude journal called Good Vibes Start with Gratitude. That's right, I did. And it's now selling on Amazon. It's a simple 4-minute, 90-day journal to help create more happiness, positivity, mindfulness, and self-care in your life. By investing just a few minutes a day with this journal, you will discover the power of positivity by consistently taking small steps toward living an amazing life. Happiness begins with gratitude. Each morning, you will begin with a daily affirmation and 3 things that you are grateful for that day. With the help of questions, you can reflect on your experiences that you feel grateful for and think about what would make your day great. At the end of the month, you will be able to reflect on the progress towards your goals and learnings from the experiences of each day. Answering questions and positive affirmations, this book helps to practice mindfulness and incorporates gratitude into our lives. This gratitude journal would make a great gift for those special ones in your life. Gift this journal to a loved one to help them achieve their dreams and desires. If you are interested in purchasing my gratitude journal, I will leave the link in the show notes. There are 5 different cover options to choose from, so I will leave all 5 links. Unfortunately, Amazon won't let you just add color options when ordering. I don't know why, but they don't. Your choices are navy, seafoam, hot pink, which is my favorite, white, and coral. Okay, so since we're on gratitude, let's jump into what we are grateful for today. So think about it, my friends. Feel the passion for whatever it is that you are grateful for and shout it out loud. So let me ask you, what are you grateful for in this very moment? Say it out loud and say it again. Feel the power. I feel like it's even more powerful when we say it out loud, speaking it into existence. Today, I'm grateful for my students at the Academy, but I wanted to point out one of them today. Her name is Jessica Dawson. She is an incredible woman, strong, confident, secure within who she is, positive, beautiful, smart, and a kick-ass entrepreneur. Why am I thanking her? Because I love her energy. I love her strength, and I love that she has made a huge transformation within herself, being born a male. And in her mid-40s, she finally decided to become true to who she really is and transformed into a female. She knew she was the only one that could create her own happiness. And so that is what she did. This woman is incredible. And one day, I promise, I'm going to have her on as my guest so you can hear her story and how she has been manifesting her life since she was very young and how she is helping to change the world. Get those journals of yours out so you can add some new quotes, affirmations, questions, whichever one we choose today, to your list. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1, I am fearless, powerful, and strong. Number 2, I see every day as a chance to be happier than I was the day before. Number 3, I have a beautiful life filled with love. And number 4, I make the world a better place. Okay, my friends, it is that time where we actually start talking about the topic. Oh, come on. I know you all love to hear me talk about whatever it is I feel the need to chit chat about before the actual topic. Okay, so last week we talked about the fourth universal law, which is the law of attraction, and the most popular law that most of us have only heard of. This week we are going to take a break from the laws. I will get into the fifth law next week. This week we're going to talk about learning to use the emotional guidance scale and how we can raise our vibrations by using it. As I've mentioned many times, that your emotions come from your thoughts, and your emotions are what creates how you act, what you do, how you show up. It's really important to check in with your emotions because we know that we are manifesting every day. And when we start to feel a particular emotion that isn't feeling good, you want to check in with your energy. They are all linked together. And I'm going to go deeper into the emotional guidance scale that I spoke about in episode, I think it's 34 or 35. I actually don't remember, but I know I have spoken about them in one of those episodes. I tried looking and I can't find which episode. I have saved every transcript that I've written for this podcast, so I can refer back to whichever episode I need to, but it's not helping me today. So, the Emotional Guidance Scale, or EGS, is a scale made up by Abraham Hicks, and I know I've spoken about him before. It helps to identify where your emotional well being is currently. In other words, where your frequency is if we were to put it on a scale. This emotional guidance scale is a list of 22 emotions ranging from love at number 1 to fear at number 22, with all the emotions in between. Now, yes, there are other emotional guidance scales out there, but we are going to use this one because it's more clear. Each emotion has a set frequency associated with it, and the corresponding frequency can be measured. As we know, the higher our frequency, the more we are able to manifest all the good things we want. The lower the frequency, well, that's when we manifest the bad things into our lives. So, the point of this episode is so you can learn to use the scale to determine your frequency based on your emotion and figure out the appropriate steps to increase your vibration. So, let me go through the scale and I will leave it in the show notes for you to copy and paste, or you can actually look up Abraham Hicks Emotional Guidance Scale and it will come up. There, you can download it to your laptop, PC, or phone, or you could print it. Number 1, joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, love. Those are all on the top. Number 2, passion. Number 3, enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. Number 4, positive expectation, belief. Number 5, optimism. Number 6, hopefulness. Number 7, contentment. Number 8, boredom. Number 9, pessimism. Number 10, frustration, irritation, impatience. Number 11, overwhelm. Number 12, disappointment. Number 13, doubt. Number 14, worry. Number 15, blame. Number 16, discouragement. Number 17, anger. Number 18, revenge. Number 19, hatred, rage. Number 20, jealousy. Number 21, insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. Number 22, fear, grief, desperation, despair, powerlessness. Fear is the lowest vibration, the lowest. So when we are in fear of anything, we are at a very low vibration, only attracting what is on the same frequency level. So the EGS was created to help you determine your set point or your vibrational frequency at any given moment. Whether you check in during an argument while you're working and feeling a bit stressed, at the end of the day, when you're watching TV, while you're journaling, reading, on your way to work, this scale was designed to give you a path to increase your frequency. I want you to consider this guidance scale as a roadmap that will help you get from where you are when you check in to where you want to be emotionally in order to manifest. Remember that when you check in and you realize the emotion that you are feeling, The only way for you to change to a different emotion is to change your thoughts. There is no other way to change an emotion but through your thinking, through your thoughts. The EGS was designed to help you access where you're at emotionally without the guilt of where you should be. So if you think about it, this scale can actually be seen as a way to accept our negative emotions. Accepting our negative emotions in that moment can be an important step toward letting go of the self shame that our emotions can cause. This scale can help you end a cycle of negative emotions about yourself by providing a logical roadmap that shows you where you are emotionally and which emotion you can strive for to increase your vibration step by step. It's hard to imagine going straight to love, empowerment, or freedom when you're feeling emotions of discouragement, guilt, or anger. But if you can imagine improving your mood a little by going up a few emotions, that will help you rather than staying in the lower vibrations for an extended period of time. The guidance scale is especially helpful when you feel like love is too far away from your emotional state in that moment. It helps eliminate the overwhelm of your emotions so that you can get back on track. After all, what you're feeling is what you're manifesting. When you want to get to joy or love and you're not anywhere close, this guide will help you to figure out what to do to rise one vibrational frequency at a time, eventually reaching your goal. So, how can we actually deal with our negative emotions? Before we go any further into talking about your emotional state, let's talk about feeling our negative emotions. What happens is we feel pressured to have to maintain constant positivity for us to manifest what we want. And we are trying to stay positive when in fact our brains aren't ready to go there. And we try to avoid our negative emotions. This isn't healthy or helpful in any way. We need to acknowledge our negative emotions and hold space for them to occur. It won't help us in any way to push the anger we feel toward ourselves or others away and avoid what we are feeling inside of us. Instead, what I want you to do is address your emotion and work to release it. Bring this emotion to the front of your mind while you work through it with asking yourself questions. A few great questions would be, write this down. Why is this a problem for me? What am I making it mean? What am I making it mean about myself? What if I never had this thought? How would I feel then? Why am I choosing to think these thoughts? And does it really matter? And is it really my business? You can also let go of negative emotions through meditation, journaling, yoga, running, dancing, or really any form of exercise. Negative emotions that are avoided become stuck energy in the body. You want to feel them, let them go through your body. It's only an emotion, a sensation that runs through your body. It's not going to kill you. Then you want to address them, and finally, you want to let them go, release them. It's important to remember we will always experience a range of emotions on any given day. That is what we signed up for, the human experience. While this EGS exercise is helpful for manifesting, you want to check in frequently to make sure you're not using this process to escape any hard feelings you may be going through. That happens to be when we start over drinking, overeating, over shopping, and even overworking. We avoid our emotions. So, how do we use this emotional guidance scale? There are two ways you can incorporate this scale into your life. One, use it to address where you are normally with your emotions, your default emotional setting. Two, use it to address your current mood so you can kickstart better feeling emotions after you're upset or in a lower vibration. Either way, however you intend to use the scale, the process is exactly the same. To start using the scale, first identify what emotion you're currently feeling of the 22 emotions. This could take a few minutes as you tune into yourself. Don't rush. Once you've identified what you're feeling, figure out what you need to do to rise up to the next emotion on the list. An example would be if I'm at overwhelm, which is number 11, how can I get to contentment, which is number 7? Some questions you can ask yourself are, why am I currently feeling this way? Is this an emotion that I've experienced for a while, or has this emotion just started coming on? How does this emotion feel within my body? Where is it located? Am I avoiding something and that's why I'm feeling this way? What can I do to resolve this emotion? Do I need to take time for myself? Do I need to have more fun? Do I need to engage in creativity? Do I need to talk with my life coach? Will meditation help? A walk? Journaling? The idea is to put your brain to work by asking questions so you can go from overwhelm to contentment or whatever emotion you are feeling to one that feels better than the one you are sitting in. Once you've practiced this enough, like everything else in our lives, it will become much easier to handle your emotions and you will be able to jump up the scale more quickly. The middle emotions are easier to jump up to the higher emotions and just as easy to go down to the lower emotions. When you are really low on the scale, you need to just strive to get to the middle. The only way to get from the bottom to the higher emotions is from help of another person or from taking the time to do the work within yourself. Remember, the idea isn't to get through this exercise as quickly as possible. Many times we need to sit in our negative emotions so that we're not using this exercise as a way to escape them. Like the expression goes, what you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. If you've been stuck in an emotional set point for a while, ask yourself if you've really allowed yourself to feel this emotion. What would happen if you sat with jealousy, blame, or guilt for 20 minutes a day? I know that sounds horrible, but this can be very healing for the soul because as your negative emotions come up for you and as they're felt, they then start to go away. They no longer have to fight for your attention by showing up all the time. When you do the work every day, over time, you will organically be in a more positive emotional state. When you've successfully increased how you feel by at least one step, no matter where you are on the scale, achieving happiness is possible. Identify your current state and focus on improving your emotional frequency one step at a time. The scale is your emotional GPS. It's your pathway to feeling love. So let's be honest with ourselves. How long does this take? Learning to develop an emotional standpoint of love could take days, weeks, or even years of practice. The point of using the EGS is to help us create a lifestyle change so that you don't have to fight to get to the emotions of love, passion, and happiness. The scale encourages us to ask ourselves the hard questions about how we're feeling, something many of us were taught to avoid. Recreating your default setting will definitely take some time, and only you will know how long that time will be. So, how can we maintain feeling a positive emotion like love, passion, or even joy? Once you've shifted your emotional state to get to a place of love, joy, or passion and to stay there, I recommend practicing gratitude. You all know how I feel about gratitude, and it's true. When we go into gratitude from a lower place, it truly helps us move up the emotional scale. Feeling grateful for the things we have, and we allow ourselves to become fulfilled with what is in our lives, as well as what we are wanting to come into our lives, and being grateful for our past, we're able to stay within the feeling of happiness more easily. When we practice this over and over again, we find ourselves naturally living in love. Listen, if you are continuously checking in to see how you're feeling and you're doing the deep emotional work along the way, maintaining happiness, joy, or love will be something that happens naturally. Each time you make a conscious effort to practice awareness and compassion for yourself, you're making it easier to maintain these feelings. When we begin our manifesting journey, people love to tell us, just show gratitude, be happy, don't be negative, or you will manifest more negative things. Here's the thing, if you are at a 10, which is frustration, and if someone tells you that, you just need to be positive and be happy, which is number 3 on the scale, you're going to be annoyed. You're too energetically different to connect with this comment. The advice, just find happiness when you're frustrated, will make you even more frustrated or drop you down further on the scale to 11, which is overwhelm. The emotional difference between frustration and happiness is too wide of a range, and the wrong advice can continue your frustration, which isn't helping you in any way. I mean, of course, we all know that finding happiness would be the best outcome for our lives. No one needs to keep telling us this. The trick is getting there without frustrating ourselves more than we already feel. So, for the moments when you can't imagine getting to feeling happy, use the EGS exercise to focus on getting from where you are now to the next emotion, no matter how long it takes. Going through your emotions one at a time will help prevent an all or nothing mindset that can keep you stuck. Don't worry about how far you have to go to achieve love or happiness. In fact, throw that idea of achieving the highest vibration out altogether for now. If it feels too unrealistic, then let's just start where you are. Find out your frequency and determine what it will take to increase by one emotion on the scale. There is no wrong or right. On this scale, boredom is an improvement from anger. Contentment is an improvement from sadness. Hatred is an improvement from depression. Find a way to go up, one emotion at a time. When you move from depression to hatred, take a moment to celebrate that change, that improvement, and don't let anyone take away that joy of your improvement. You're now one step closer to feeling happiness. For people who haven't experienced depression, they can't understand how much better frustration or hatred can feel. When you're allowed to feel your emotions, even the hard ones, you allow yourself to heal so that climbing the scale becomes easier. I want to remind you why you are here. We are here as humans to experience feelings. To feel is to be human. I want you to try and honor your emotions by checking with yourself. There is no right or wrong way to feel. As you work your way up the scale, remind yourself that anger is okay, hatred is okay, frustration is okay, and so is overwhelm. One day, these emotions can help you get to where you want to be, feeling happiness, even if it means hitting every other emotion on the scale before getting there. Every person's path is different and specific to the things you need to experience to manifest the life you want to have. You're always on the right path. Don't ever question that. We are always taken care of, and we are always on the path that is leading us to our destination. So I will end this episode by asking you, where are you emotionally right now? What are you feeling? I would think you'd say happy since you're listening to the manifesting formula. No, but I'm serious. On the scale, where are you? Are you able to increase your emotional setting one frequency up the scale? If you're experiencing frustration, can you go up to negativity? If not, what needs to change to make this increase possible? Take ownership of your experience. Once you achieve negativity, pessimism, can you go up to boredom? This, my friends, is what you will be repeating until you start to feel good. Remember that all of our feelings come from our thoughts, so you will need to try on new thoughts to move yourself up the ladder of emotions. Thoughts that will help you to feel better to get to your next emotion. Anytime you're struggling, remind yourself that it's not about getting to the top. It's about going up from where you are. Thank you all for listening to the Manifesting Formula, and thank you for spending your time with me. I will leave all the information about my gratitude journal in the show notes. These gratitude journals are special. Every 90 days, a new one will come out with new affirmations and questions to keep you on your journey of self-love, gratitude, and goal setting. This 90-day 4-minute journal has monthly intentions, learning to speak kindly toward yourself by giving yourself more love. This is a self-care journal that will help you to feel grateful and start your day in a positive direction. So go on Amazon and get yourself a copy. I promise you are going to love it. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, sending you all so much love, peace, and abundance. And if no one has told you today, I love you. See you next week. Bye. What we teach you at the Life Coach Academy is more than a program. It's an experience that changes your life. Through this unique program, you will discover who you really are. And in turn, you will help your clients become who they've always wanted to be. Coaching is more than a career. It's a calling. Our program is founded on the formula of life, love, and gratitude. We go above and beyond to make sure that when you certify with us as a life and spiritual coach, you have not only transformed to your best self, but you have everything you need to become the best in your career. We give you far more than a certification. We give you a proven method that works. We integrate life coaching, energy, intuition, and spirituality all in one very comprehensive program. The experience you will go through is transformational. So, are you ready for a whole new life?